Here's a recap of your markets on this Friday, the 20th day of December. We'll start off with the cattle on feed report. Not necessarily going to say we got anything wrapped in a new shiny bow, but we didn't get a lump of coal, so we'll take that as a win. Numbers pretty much came in line exactly with expectations in all three areas. On feed numbers, 100%, placements at 96.3, and marketings at 98.5. So basically, a totally neutral report. Taking a look at what happened around the auction barns this week, when all is said and done, we're going to end up with about 30,000 head of cattle. We don't have all the data quite in yet, but for the most part, we have most of it. The calves this week, generally about steady. Yearlings were slightly higher, but most of the yearlings that sold this week were in load lots, very fancy, and so the quality there was a little bit better, which made those cattle look a little bit higher. Taking a look at some of the stick-out sales this week, had 24 head of 421-pound steers sell at $405 at Joplin Regional Stockyards. 34 head, 506-pound steers at Joplin, $350. The average price statewide on those light 5-weight steers at $336. Callaway Livestock Center sold a full load of 602-pound steers at $322. Lawley Brothers Livestock Market, a full load of 712-pound steers at $289.75. The weighted average price on those light 7s statewide this week at $276. Callaway Livestock Center sold a full load of 813-pound steers at $266.50. On the heifer side, a part load of 530-pound heifers at Tina Livestock Market for $318. The weighted average price on those light 5s this week, $295. A full load of 651-pound heifers sold at Windsor for $277.75. And then Lawley Brothers Livestock Market, they sold 3 full loads of 700 to 735-pound heifers. All 3 of those loads brought $266.75. The weighted average price statewide on those light 7-weight heifers this week, $260. Box beef cutout values, choice closed on Friday at $315.85. That was down $4.84 for the day, down 54 cents for the week. Select $285.91, up $1.80 for the day, up $2.05 for the week. The Choice Select spread setting at $29.94. As of the 2 o'clock cutoff date for negotiated feedlot trade to be reported, 46,858 head. In Texas and Kansas, live sales were basically all at 191. Texas reported about 1,000 head for the week. Kansas, 3,000. In Nebraska, they report about 12,000 head for the week. Iowa, about 20,000 head. In the north, live sales were mostly 190 to 195.50. Dress sales mostly at 305. Taking a look at the futures markets on the Mercantile Exchange, everything closed higher for the day. For the week, though, however, live cattle were down 192 to 362. Lean hogs for the week, 32 to $1.23 higher. Feeder cattle lost 142 to 205. Live cattle for December closed at 191.32, February 188.40. Feeder cattle for January 255.60, March 255.82. Lean hogs for February, 85.92. April, 90.52. The feeder cattle index, based on an 800-pound steer, closed Friday afternoon at 262.15, which is just about 92 cents lower than the all-time record high, which was set last Thursday a week ago. Turning our attention now to the grain markets at the elevators around the state. For the week, soybeans 14 to 29 cents lower. Wheat was 12 to 19 lower. Corn 3 to 9 lower. And Milo 6 to 36 lower. On Friday in St. Louis, corn bids 459 to 461. Kansas City 406 to 441. Grain sorghum in St. Louis on Friday, 446, Kansas City 431. Soybean bids in St. Louis, 1008 to 1010, Kansas City 919 to 969. Wheat in St. Louis, 533 to 555, and Kansas City at 498. On the Board of Trade, corn for March, 446 and a quarter. May closed at 451 and three quarters. January beans, 974 and a half. March at 979 and a quarter. Wheat for March, 533. May, 542 and three quarters. Soybean meal for January, 294.50 a ton. And soybean oil for January, 39.48 a hundredweight. With the Missouri Department of Agriculture, that's a recap of your markets for Friday. This is Tony Hancock.